Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 10 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. Before we get started, I just want to say a special thank you to everyone watching this series. It has become the most consistently watched series on my channel out of the three that I have done. The Twitch views, especially both live and the VODs, have knocked the other series out of the park. So thank you. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, do all those things that the algorithm likes so that hopefully we can grow this channel a bit. With that out of the way, last we left off in late April, we had just swept the St. Louis Cardinals. I have played through three series off stream. We took 2 out of 3 from the Mariners, 2 out of 3 from the Royals, including a 9-3 win that saw Bregman and Estrada get homers and Alex Call with a triple going off the speed. And then in May, one series against the Red Sox, where despite the fact that we scored 14 runs, with only one homer, might I add, we lost the series 2-1. But just on this 14-2 game, Jordan Beck with 4 hits. Ever since he has gotten consistent starts, he has just turned into what can only be described as Troy Tulowitzki. And similarly, Ezekiel Tovar is playing so much better than he did last season, which is justifying, I think, my decision to trade Ryan Ritter and just give Tovar all the reps in the free world. So really happy with that result, but we do end up losing the series, bringing our record to 18-10, half a game back of the Dodgers for the division. We are atop of the wild card standings. However, now, something very interesting has come across my desk as general manager. I was looking at Kris Bryant and sort of how he has done this season, because it must be said, he has been bad. In 21 starts so far, he only has 9 runs, 13 hits, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, walked 5 times, K'd 13. Now, the walks in the Ks are actually going to grade out to be pretty good, but everything else is poor. That gives him an average of 165 and an OPS of 477. And again, he is being paid 27 million US dollars. So that is not good. I think it must be said. So I have started looking at potentially trading Kris Bryant, because if we look at our finances right now, we only have about 3.8 million available for extensions. Now, the good news is we only have 2 players right now that are upcoming free agents, Kris Bubic and Spencer Turnbull. Spencer Turnbull, I think we all can agree, is likely gone after this year, whether I trade him or whether I just let him walk. He's going to be 35 by the time part of next season rolls around. His stuff we're already seeing a sort of slight decline in. So likely Turnbull will be gone. Kris Bubic, however, depending on how he pitches, could be a very good extension candidate. Considering right now in real life, he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League. Getting him long term would be very nice. I do, however, have no money to extend either of those men if I wanted to. And so that does bring me to the Kris Bryant question. So I started shopping him around, and the New York Yankees wanted to obtain Kris Bryant's services. They were the only team, unless I would retain 90% of his contract, to want Kris Bryant. So here is the deal as it stands. I have yet to accept. They would send me Oswaldo Cabrera, who did not have a very good 2025 in this sim. He struck out more than he ever did before. Hits were also up, which is good, but his on base percentage was down to a 278, 612 OPS. This year, he has essentially been their everyday third baseman with some spot starts here and there. His on base percentage is up to 318, OPS is 718, but the power, it looks like, is just going to be gone. The Ks are also up a little bit, so some lingering signs that this might not be a long-term solution for us at third base, which we already know because we have Bregman. In exchange, they want me to retain 25% of Kris Bryant's contract, which is about $7 million for these years, which isn't a lot of money. The downside of training him and retaining any money is that, let's say he retires after this year, then I would still pay some of that money to the Yankees right now. Whereas if he retires and I still have him on the books, that money is essentially wiped out. They also want two prospects. First is 24-year-old relief pitcher Bryson Hammer, who has poor control, not so great stuff. Movement is good, but from bouncing around rookie ball, single A, he hasn't done anything all too impressive. I have no issue trading him. Rene Aguilar is, one, not even 18 years old yet, but two, it does look like he can develop into a above average, probably first baseman that never really strikes out. Could be good. However, he is a scouting discovery that we made in the International A in Venezuela. He's 18. Likely, if the save goes on for, let's say, 4 more seasons, he might see AAA, but that's not a guarantee. So this is the deal as it's written. Kris Bryant, we retain 25%. Bryson Hammer and Rene Aguilar for Oswaldo Cabrera. At the moment, I am not accepting this because I want to see if I can get Kris Bryant to turn it around. It feels like a little bit early to bail on him this season. After last season, he played so well and just never got injured. So at the moment, I'm holding on this. It is funny that our assistant GM recommendation is if Brian Cashman accepts this, they should fire their GM. So obviously the game favors us in this trade. So I'm keeping this in mind. At the moment, though, we're holding on to Kris Bryant, not doing the deal. My plan today is get through the rest of May into June. If he's still struggling in June, he's gone. The other obvious benefit of trading him is Kris Bryant can only play DH, and that means I can give more everyday reps to guys like Alex Call. I can call Zach Veen back up and just move some outfielders around. There'd be a lot of benefit, especially defensively, if we can get Kris Bryant off this team. So there is that hanging over our heads. But none of that matters as we begin a 2-game series against the Dodgers. They have Roki Sasaki lined up against us. Last year, he did very, very well. He led the league in Ks per 9 with 11. I hear that's pretty good. Did pretty good, whip of 1.26. BABIP was a little high, 318, but he had 219 Ks. This year has not been great. He's averaging 1.6 home runs per 9. The Ks are still there, but the BABIP is up to a 3.7. So he's getting hit around a little bit more. At the moment, I have Hao-Yu Lee DHing. He just unfortunately has not really been able to find consistent reps, which we kind of figured going in. I am going to give him the start against Sasaki just to see what he can do. Everyone else, I think, shall be as written. So let's get this party started. We have Sean Burke on the mound, which is a pretty big pitching mismatch, but you never know. Maybe he'll pitch 5 shutout innings and we can celebrate. You never know. Brenton Doyle will lead us off. I will gladly accept a full out walk to open the game. Or a full count little bloop single to left. I'll take that. Brenton Doyle's on base. Will Smith does have a 65 arm. I'm a little hesitant to run on him, so let's just see what Estrada can do. And what Estrada does is grounds in to a double play. Less than ideal that. How you Lee? You got this, buddy. Hey, Baz. So far, so good. We have a trade offer for Kris Bryant, which is just going to be in the back of my head this entire game. No, an error. Who made the error? Ah, the pitcher. Fair enough. I can't really be mad at that point. But the Dodgers are, I think, at the moment, the second best team in baseball in terms of overall record. I think we're tied for fourth. So I'm not exactly expecting to take both games from them. If we could get one win, though, I wouldn't hate that. Please strike out Tommy Edman on 3 pitches. No, that's going to be a double. Score one. Don't think it'll score the second. No. It did because there was just no throw in whatsoever from Toglia there. So Dodgers take an early lead 2-0. And that lead might grow here unless there's the greatest throw in anyone's ever seen. He is out. Well done from the relay. All right. 2-0. Could be worse. Hunter Goodman, will he strike out with a runner in scoring position? Yes, he will. All right, good. Burke gets through the third clean. The Dodgers have an error themselves now. Welcome to the club. Get down. That ball gets down. We get a run back. About this game, a lot of learning from the UK. No wonder you're here. It's early in the US. It's like 3 o'clock over there. All right, Estrada, I believe in you. My belief has been vindicated. The diving attempt did not work. That should tie up the game, and we'll be in business. See? Never had a doubt. How you Lee? Bring him home. He has failed in his mission. To be fair, I feel like having How You Lee hit third against Roki Sasaki, perhaps not the best decision. But at this point, why not? You're playing the Dodgers. I have nothing to lose. A clean fourth for Sean Burke. He is at 57 pitches, which isn't great. Goodman gets the ball through. That should score one. We have the lead. Let the record show. At 1 point against the Dodgers, we have the lead. Also, very good on Hunter Goodman, who we need his bat to come back. The slugging is there, but he's not been getting on base as much. That gets back. Tovar gets it down to left. Insurance runs, my old friend. We're just getting all the doubles today. No complaints. How many doubles do we have so far? 1, 2, 3. And the fun continues as Doyle hits it in the outfield. Tovar does not try to score, though, which I wish it would have given me the option. Yeah, Estrada struck out. I really wish the game would have sent Tovar there. But alas, all right, I am going to warm up. I don't really want Anthony Molina for the 2-run lead. Scott Randall, though, will be fine. All right, Burke works a clean fifth. So I'm going to sit Scott Randall down. Ooh, we get 2 more runs this inning. All right, I'm going to get Randall warming again. Yeah. All right. The wheels are starting to come off. He gave up a third run. Let's let Randall finish the sixth. And he gets me the seventh. He's on 18 pitches. That should be fine. Halverson, my old friend. Never mind. He worked a clean eighth also. Look at Randall putting in the work. I'll let Bautista get the save opportunity. And then I think Drew Romo is going to pinch hit for Goodman, if anything, to get me a better defensive catcher. And let's see how the lefty can do at the plate. The world's softest grounder to the pitcher, but he gets on base nonetheless. Let's have Jordan Beck hit against Luke Weaver. Oh, now it would have been a fielder's choice, but the throw evidently was terrible. 2 on for Tovar, who decided that, he just wanted to have another fielder's choice. Brenton Doyle, 3-1 count, please walk. He doesn't. He says that's beneath him as he gets the line drive. Well, Bautista, you can sit back down. Halverson, get back up. Since it's no longer a save chance, let's just have Halverson face Ohtani, Betts, and Colton Cowser. We've arrived. There we go. No, I'm not fouled. All right, we take game 1 against the Dodgers. Pretty good from Sean Burke. Obviously, the error, not great. Scott Randall locked it down. Very good, very good, very good. Toglia got the home run, I see. Benny Montgomery got suspended in AAA for 2 games. I respect it. He got his OPS above 1,000, and he was like, you know what? I no longer want to play. All right, so... I was wondering why I looked at the bottom and didn't see a pitcher there, but it's because Ohtani. All right, who do I want to face Ohtani? Doyle is fine, Estrada's fine, Bryant's fine, Bregman, Toglia are good. Do I want Alec Thomas to face Ohtani against Wright? Oh, God, he's getting killed against lefties. All right. Is he in my lefty lineup? No. Okay, good. So, yeah, Alec is fine. Goodman, sure. Beck and then Kovar. Yeah, pretty much the same group with Kris Bryant hitting instead of Howley. All right. My ace against the Dodgers ace. And we already have runners on second and third. Why even play the game, Kris Bryant, if you strike out? Man, I really want him to do well. But I feel like the wheels have fallen off, which is a shame because he had such a good year last year. And he was healthy. I was so happy. Toglia gets the ball down. That'll score 1. Bases loaded now for Alec Thomas. If we can get to Shohei early, Alec Thomas hits it deep to left. Grand slam. Thank you. Good night. Fuel up the bus. We're done here. That's only his 3rd homer this season. What a time for it. Is this the best pitcher in baseball? We just doubled his ERA in 1 inning. Then again, that's also a testament to how good he's been before. So I assume he's going to lock in now, and 5 runs are going to be all we get. But hey, I'll take it. Michael, please. There we go. All right, Michael gets out of the jam. No harm there. Nothing in the second. Taglia Ks. I mean, Shohei only has 3 Ks through 3, which could be a lot worse. How many Ks per 9 does he have? 10. Yeah, it could be worse. Yeah, Michael's pitch count is getting a little bit up. That was the world's slowest release, Estrada. 4 pitch walk to Miguel Rojas. I'm going to pretend that attempt was close to get him there. All right. Got the strikeout on Raphael, which we will take. I'm going to bring on Molina since we have a decent lead. You know what, Michael? You can get Mookie Betts here. Get him. He walked him. All right. Molina is coming in with the bases loaded, which is only slightly terrifying. And he walks Cowser. So that's 1. And Will Smith flies out to right. All right. Coming with the bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 run scores. I can live with that. Shohei's on 63 pitches. That was a 4-pitch inning. That's really what we didn't need. Because we need to get Shohei out of this game as fast as possible. Oh, Molina. Oh, what a throw. Our relay game today is on point. Nice. 3-pitch strikeout on Darian Blanco. That'll do. I am going to warm up Chivilli for the 7th. There we go. Alec Thomas is on 3rd, and Hunter Goodman Ks. You're killing me, Hunter. Jordan Beck, though, gets the line drive, and that's another run for us. All right, so barring a complete and total bullpen implosion, we should have this one in the bag. Fingers crossed. All right, Molina can sit down. I know he's still in the green pitch-wise, but he worries me. So Chivilli comes in for the 7th. It's clean. Doyle grounds out. Estrada hits it deep to center. That's gone. Another insurance run for us. 426 feet. Yeesh. Kris Bryant 0 for 4 today, for those of you keeping track at home. And they're getting to Chivilli a bit. Whom do I want? Honestly, Bautista, I know it's not a save situation, but he hasn't pitched in a while. So I'll bring him on unless Chivilli can get Tommy Edman. You got Tommy Edman. Cool. All right, so Bautista's going to get the 9th. Let's have Owen Miller pinch hit for Taglia since they have a righty in. The humble ground out to end that. An injury. Oh, right, because I subbed him out. Like how it's like there's either an injury or you need to make a defensive sub. Like, just tell me that. All right, Bautista's in with a 7-run lead. And he gave up a run, fair enough. All right, well, we sweep the Dodgers. That'll do. Granted, it's a 2-game sweep, so does that really count? I think it should. Very good victory there. We'll take that. Worthy of an immediate save. Kris Bryant going 0 for 4 with multiple Ks. Not really where I want to be in my life, but so be it. All right, so now in May, I think we're going to sim a lot more often games than we play. So let's sim game 1 against the Reds. Lose it 0-6 as Kris gets lit up, Romero gives up a run, and we get 5 hits total. Not great. But we take game 2 against the Reds 5-0. Turnbull and Scott Randall with a complete game shutout. Look at Turnbull. I think he was insulted when I said I wasn't going to extend him. He's like, fine. What now? All right, let's play game 3 against the Reds. They have, who are you? Rhett Lauder. Looks like he was a prospect for him. They've moved him to the bullpen last year, and he had a 1.8 whip and 412 BABIP. I hear that's bad. This year, he has not been great at all. Okay. This should be a game that we can take and like. Yeah, I'm going to sit Kris Bryant, and Toglia is going to hit third. Whoops. Toglia is going to hit third. And everyone else is, why does it keep doing that? Everyone else is just going to move up. Yeah, Alec Thomas is red hot. He needs to play. Yeah, let's have Alex call a hit for Jordan Beck. Yeah, Drew Romo hasn't gotten a start since the 3rd, but Hunter Goodman's just been playing pretty well. I'll give him the start. You've earned it, Drew. Please don't disappoint me. All right. All right, there we go. Doyle, Estrada, Toglia, Bregman, Thomas Cole, Romo, Lee, Tovar. With Bobby Miller on the mound. Nothing in the first inning. The Reds only get a double. Ooh, I do not want to run on Will Banfield and his 75 arm. Get your mind. I would much rather Alex Call just line out, sack line out. All right. We get 1. Now let's see if Drew Romo can justify his place on this roster. But first, we have to wait for the catcher animation to get all the way back to home plate. As you do. All right. Ground out to advance the runner. I'll take that as long as How You Lee can bring him home. And How You Lee brought it home just how we drew it up. Without question. Well. All right. Tovar striking out into the inning, but we got 2 runs on him. Can we get some more? No. No. Why did I even ask? That's the real question. Now we're moving. Redemption from Tovar. There is no redemption for him today. All right, we get an extra run. Bobby Miller is at 42 pitches through 3. And now 52 through 4. Not the best situation to be in. Reese Hines gets the ball down. They might send him. They did not send him. Double play. Oh, boy. He walked to Banfield. All right. That's time to get the bullpen ready, I think. Victor Vodnik, start warming up. Good. Pop up. Do I want Bobby Miller to face Nick Morabito? Sure, why not? And he flies out to left. Nothing doing. Bobby gets out of the jam that he himself created. That'll do. All right. Vodnik can come in for the 6th. Hopefully, he can give me 2 innings. I would be very happy if he could do so. I don't think he'll be doing so, as 2 runners are already aboard. And Banfield bunts. Fine. I'll begrudgingly accept it. If he can strike out Marte, I'll be a happy man. He did not. The throw home is made, and he gets the runner at home. Candelario is now up to bat. I think we are going to bring in Halverson to get the Candyman. Former Tiger, great, it must be said. And he gets Candelario to ground out. Sweet. Very nice there. Runners on second and third with only 1 out, and they can't bring him home. That'll do. And we don't get anything there. All right. So Halverson for the 8th, Bautista for the 9th is my grand design. See how it goes. But again, if we want to get a solo home run to no longer make this a save situation, I'm not going to be mad. I am going to have Jordan Beck pinch hit for Hao Yu Lee here against the lefty. And he grounded out. All right. Tovar grounds out. 0 for 4 day for Tovar, which is uncharacteristic for him this season. All right. Bautista is in for the save. And he gets it. We take the rubber match against the Reds. Complete game shutout from our pitching staff. You like to see it, though. Yeah, our 1, 2, 3 hitters went a combined 0 for 11 with 1 walk and 7 Ks. Not great. Good thing our pitching staff balled out. All right. Alec Thomas was the player of the week. 10 hits and 16 at-bats, 1 homer, 7 runs, and 5 RBIs. In the power rankings, we have taken the number 1 position away from the Braves. And we have the best record in baseball now with that win. We're 22-11. That'll do. Who knew the Rockies would have the best record in baseball at this point? All right, now we have a 3-game series against Tampa. Let's sim game 1. We win it 7-3. That'll do. Toglia and Kris Bryant got a triple. We're back. We're winning the World Series. Put it in stone. Who cares? Jordan Beck got a homer. Sean Burke got hit a little bit. Molina, 3 scoreless. Look at him. And I'm so annoyed because the only reason his ERA looks bad is that he gave up 5 runs and only got 1 out against the Diamondbacks 1 time. And that just destroyed his numbers. But all right, we take game 1. Game 2 with Michael King on the mound. We drop it 1-4. What happened to our beautiful offense? Answer, Alex Bregman, Alec Thomas left 4 runners on. Tovar 0 for 4 again. All right, we got Kris Bubic on the mound. Let's play game 3 against the Rays. Tovar's going to sit. Hao Yu Lee, have you played short for me yet? He has, and he hasn't been great. Estrada, though, needs a rest. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. Tovar. I'm going to try some. I'm going to have Tovar hitting second. Hao Yu Lee can hit 9th. Play second. Doyle, Doyle's at 98%. Alec Thomas is red hot at 100. Jordan Beck's at 100. Okay. Yeah, I feel bad. Owen Miller's just not getting reps, but that's what it is. I'll play him for a Taglia, and then I'll just move everybody down one. All right, there we go. Kris Bubic, ice cold, going up against the Rays. Brenton Doyle got a steal. We love to see it. So I'm not against Tovar hitting second, or at least higher up in the order, more long term, especially if he starts to slump. Like, we got to get him fixed because we know how bad he can be. And it's not great. All right, Kris, redemption game against the Rays. He's already given up a rush. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Brenton Doyle has been ejected. Okay. So in that case, yeah. Yeah. All right. So in that case, what do I want to do here? Jordan Beck, you're just horrendous defensively, aren't you? I'm going to move you to left, Alec Thomas to center, Alex Call to right. Well, Doyle getting ejected, not good. Especially since Jordan Beck has been very, very poor defensively. We don't really have room for that. Rays get a second run. Oh, boy. Whoops. Who got the error? Alec Thomas, who is in center now because Doyle went and got himself ejected. Yeah. Kris is definitely going through some cold times here. And the Rays are not making it easy as they're about to get a fourth run on the sac fly. All right, let's get some runs back. Kris Bryant, home run. And it's deep to left. Gone. I am Nostradamus. Thank you. All right, we got two back. Bregman, buddy, you were being paid a king's ransom. I expect you to never ground out. All right, let us bring. I'm going to bring Randall in and hope he can give me just 2 innings, and I don't need to burn any more relievers. All right, all right, all right. Let's just listen, Kris. When you start hitting the batters, think I'll pull you. There we go. Randall gets out of that. Ezekiel Tovar, 3-run home run blast. So he sent the ball backwards. Oh boy. All right. If Randall can get me, oh boy. If Randall can, I was about to say if Randall can get me a clean seventh, we'll be in business. That looks a bit shaky. Wild pitch puts both runners in scoring position. Now we have to wait for the catcher to walk back. There we go. He struck out Jonathan Aranda to end that. Definitely bringing on Chivilli for the 8th. All right, Chivilli works clean. Mason Englert, Detroit Tigers legend. I say that. He wasn't good. I know Owen Miller is 2 for 3 today. I'm bringing on Taglia, though, to pinch hit. Because at this point, a couple solo home runs is probably going to be easier to acquire. But Taglia pops out. How you Lee, our last hope. Grounder to third. That's that. All right. We drop the series finale against the Rays 4-2. Tovar left 4 runners on base and struck out twice in his move to second position in the lineup. Not a great day from Kris either. Did Doyle get suspended? No, just ejected. Okay, that's good. That could have been very, very bad for us. All right, so we have the Diamondbacks now. Let's sim game 1. We lose it 4-5 in extra innings as they got to Bautista. Yeah, it looks like the AI tried to make him go 2 innings, which I generally avoid. He got hit around a bit. Alec Thomas and Bregman both got homers, though. That'll do. Let's sim game 2. We win it 7-4. That's more like it, lads. Hunter Goodman got a homer. Kris Bryant, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. All right, we're starting to see some growth, some progress here in the month of May. Ignore the fact that his OPS is still 600, okay? He's had a good last couple weeks. Bobby Miller had an error, which cost him 3 unearned runs. Lovely. Lovely. All right, let's play game 3 against the Diamondbacks. They got Corbin Burns on the mound, who in real life I believe is going to need season-ending surgery, which sucks. I am going to give Alex Bregman a rare day off here. And then, Togley will hit 4th. Alec Thomas will hit 5th. Goodman hits 6th. Now stop the slide. I'm going to have Call go in for Jordan Beck. And How You Lee will hit for Tovar. So pretty rotated team. Hopefully should still be enough to get to Corbin Burns. But we'll see. Kris Bryant's already on second. We got this. Never mind. Toggler flew out to left. We do not, in fact, got this. All right, Schaumburg, I believe in you. He's allowed 1 run. No offensive support whatsoever through 4 innings. Can we get something in the 5th? I hope so. Hey, Hunter Goodman gets on the infield signal. Okay. Owen Miller, buddy, I'm going to be honest, bunt. Really? Really? You think Hunter Goodman is going to steal on you? Please. Please. Really? All right, he doesn't commit to the bunt, which fair enough. All right, screw it. Hit. There we go. Never didn't have it. Owen Miller hits the ball to the wall. Hunter Goodman will stay at 3rd, which I think is the correct decision with no outs. Let's see if Alex Call can bring our boys home. And they hit him. Okay. That seems a bit personal. How You Lee is now up, and he will get the ball down into the outfield. 1 run will score. Let's make that 2 as Owen Miller slides in. How You Lee, 2-run single. We could have something here, folks, for the 22-year-old. Brenton Doyle with the world's most unhelpful flyout. Estrada's 0 for 3 so far. He had a good game against the Diamondbacks yesterday, I mentioned, but looking a little shaky so far in May. Come on, Kris. Wow, that looked like 2 errors in 1 play. Because it looked like Sanchez messed up getting it, And the throw was just bad. Nick Castellanos at first base. I forgot they were giving him a defensive position. But he does well enough to get Taglia. All right. We get 2 runs. I'm going to be honest, a little disappointed in that from how the inning started. I think the combination of the fly out that didn't advance the runners and the immediate strikeout killed that momentum. Schonberg also is getting demolished right now. Sac fly scores the runner, and the Diamondbacks have tied it up. And they took the lead off of Moreno. Jeez. Man, I want Schonberg to work out as a starter. But he makes it difficult on me, it must be said. Let's get Scott Randall going. Ugh. How Yuli with the bad throw from short. And that'll score 5. Yeah, I think at this point we bring in Randall. Hope he can get Pavin Smith. He cannot. So that's going to score run number 6. All right, and they stop their run at 6. That is also why you need to score as many runs as you can when you have 2 guys in scoring position with no outs. But because we don't, now we're behind by 4 runs. And Owen Miller grounds into the double play. We get 1 back at least. All right. Alex Call gets there on an error. Or are they going to give it a hit? They give me a hit. How nice of them. All right. Well, we get a little bit of run back. Randall gets me a clean 6. But yeah, he's also on a billion pitches already. So let's get Vodnik warming up. All right, we advance the runner. Let's go, Taglia. Bring him home. No dice. How many strikeouts is that for Taglia on the season? 38 in 28 starts. So about the same ratio he had last time. All right, Vodnik's coming on for the 7th. Gets me a nice clean 7th. Can you get me a clean 8th? No. That answer has been established as a no. The ball gets through How Yuli's glove, evidently. And the bases are loaded with 0. Check that. 0 outs. All right, but he got Alexander swinging. Can he get Nate Eaton to double play? No. Ball through to the outfield. Let's bring in Chivilli. And I'm just going to hit the half inning button and come what may. All right, they didn't score anyone else. Nice. Runners on first and second. Toggley up to the plate. Does he have the mandate? And he does get the ball in the outfield. That should score 1. All right, 4-7. Tying run is at the plate. And that brings us to Alec Thomas, the hero. Hits it deep to center, but that's not deep enough. We drop the rubber match against the Diamondbacks, 7-4. Brenton Doyle, 4 Ks. Estrada had 3. Levy. Oh, Yankel Fernandez gets Player of the Week in AAA. 9 of 27, 5 homers, 10 RBI, 7 runs scored. The man desperately wants to be called up. And to be honest, if Alex Call continues to struggle, that might be a switch that we make. Because Call also has one option year left. So I can send him down to AAA if needed. I am debating it. All right, so we got a series against the Astros here with us today. I'm going to sim game 1. We lose 0-7. This is why I can't sim games, folks. They played Scott Randall in back-to-back games for whatever reason. He got shelled. Michael King only gets me 4 innings. He has not gotten me 6 innings of work since April 2nd. And I believe, yeah, that was like the opener. I believe that was opening day. That was opening day. He has not given me 6 innings of work since the opening day. We lose game 2 against Houston 2-3. Bautista again gives it up in the 9th. I'll sim game 3. All right. We take the finale 4-0. Turnbull. Look at Spencer Turnbull. What a good guy. It also continues the trend now where for 3 straight series, we've lost them 2-1. Which I hear is not good. All-star voting has begun. I don't really know if I'd even have anyone on the lists, really. All right, Bobby Miller is up. Let's play game 1 against the Rangers. Can I have... All right, so we're going to go Alex Call in for Jordan Beck. How Yuli is hot. I think, yeah, I'll have... yeah, I think How Yuli I'll have hit 9th for Tovar at short. Everything else as is. All right, let's rock. Bobby Miller is hot, going up against the Rangers. The Rangers get a run. Let's see if we can match. Alec Thomas hits it deep to left. Caught at the warning track. How dare they? Hunter Goodman, though, that gets the gap. Tie ball game. OPS decided it just didn't want to work there for a second. Brenton Doyle gets the run train continuing. Thank you, sir. All right, 4-1 now. Estrada grounds in short. Tiaro, between me and you, buddy, I need that bat to come back, please. Kris Bryant pops out, and that ends the festivities. But we get 4 runs. With how Bobby Miller's been pitching recently, that genuinely might be enough just to take it. Runners on first and second, no outs. How you Lee hits it deep to right, but that's a line out. Brenton Doyle ruthlessly hit. You should eject Evaldi, I think. Estrada gets it into the outfield just barely over the second baseman. That's one more. Kris Bryant flies out to center. That should still score one, though. And it does. Alex Call gets through. It is now 6 with Michael Lorenzen, Tigers legend, in off the bullpen, and he surrenders a little chopper to Bregman. Will that score the run? It does. Brenton Doyle gets home. That's what you get for hitting me, Evaldi. There we go. Toglia gets it into the outfield to score another. Well done to the lads. 9-1 now, and Alec Thomas strikes out on 4 pitches. Well, that didn't go great to end, but I'll take it. All right, Bobby is on 77. You know what? Give me the 6th, buddy. Oh, boy. All right. Maybe not. Let's get Randall going then. Nah. Yeah, I don't think Bobby's going to be able to get me 6. They just got their second run on him. Can he get Taveras? Soft grounder. Nope. Infield hit. All right. Randall, half inning. All right. They don't get any more runs. That'll do. Bregman flies out, so it's still 9-2. Randall gets me a clean 7th. The wheels, though, have fallen off in the 8th. Gets Corey Singer swinging. Yeah, we're gonna get Molina in to see if he can get Taveras and Josh Smith. He walks Taveras, so not a great start. By the way, Austin Meadows, definitely not Tigers legend, still kicking around here. Molina just walked 2 straight batters on full counts each. Got Simeon to pop up. Thank you. Duran will be the last batter Molina faces no matter what, and he gets him to line out. We're okay. Solo home run from Alex Call. That'll do. Halverson will come in for the 9th. Oh, boy. Not like this. I really don't want to use any more relievers than I have to. We got the double play off the line out because Josh Smith didn't make it back in time. And now the ground out. We're good. We take it 10-3. Home run with Alex Call being the only one on the day, but plenty of doubles. Hunter Goodman, 3 hits on the day. I see Alec Thomas, by the way, is officially ice cold, which I'd like to have a full outfield I can count on, really. So we will sim game 2 rather, against the Rangers. We take it 5-3. Very nice. Tovar with the home run. Toggle a couple hits. Okay, much better game from Sean Burke. 5 1/3, only allowed a solo home run and 4 walks. Or no, excuse me, a hit, 4 walks, 7 Ks. All right, not too bad. All-star voting update. Alex Bregman is 3rd for 3rd base. And that is it. We are the best team in baseball. 1 all-star. Actually, I don't think we're the best team anymore. No, never mind. Nope. We are third best record in the NL. Tied for the second best if we would be in the American League. All right. Michael King, I have faith in you. Gave up 3 runs, 5 and 2/3. Molina got shelled. 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 homer. Romero even got hit around. Yeah. That is what it is. All right. Yankel Fernandez gets it again. Player of the week. I mean, at that point, I have to call him up. Like at that point, do I trade Kris Bryant? He's finally starting to hit the baseball. Both Jordan Beck and Alec Thomas are ice colder. No. I mean, Jordan Beck going back down would be the easy solution. I also don't really think Alex Call is going to be long for this team. How's Zach Veen do since I sent him down? He's been really good also. Yeah. I think it might be time for some outfield switcheroos. I think the other issue with Jordan Beck is he's not a good defensive outfielder. Like he has a negative 1.3 zone rating in left, negative 2.6 in right. His arm just is only slightly above average. Yeah. I think we're going to send Beck back down. That's the third time this year he's been sent down, by the way. Craziness. All right. Let's bring up making his major league debut, Mr. Yanquiel Fernandez. Now he can only play right field, which against righties is fine. Against lefties means I think we're gonna shift. Yeah, he hasn't been great against lefties, but I still think against lefties we shift Alex Call to left and have Fernandez hit 8th just ahead of Tovar. That's my plan. And Kris Bryant has started to do better in May, but he's still only getting up to like average production, which is kind of grim. All right, let's play the opener against the Yankees. Fernandez's debut. I think we're going to sit Alec Thomas, so Alex Call will hit in left. Anybody else stamina-wise that's kind of feeling it? Does not look like it. Kris Bryant against Clarke Schmidt. I have faith in this. Is the faith misplaced? Answer probably. All right, let's rock. Kris Bubic against Clarke Schmidt in the opener against the Yanks. Estrada is already on third. Kris Bryant, bring him home. I don't think that's deep enough. Evidently it was, as Estrada gets home. We take the lead. All right, come on, Alex. All right, Alex Call walks, which means Yanquiel Fernandez making his major league debut after spending the entirety of this sim in AAA has arrived with runners at first and second. And grounds into a fielder's choice. You know, you advance the runner. It happens. Tovar will bring everybody home. Never mind, he'll strike out swinging late. All right, no runners there. A bit disappointing. Yankees get the run back. There we go. We get a second. The Yankees get nothing there. Fernandez back. Struck out on 3 pitches. Yankees get their second. Also, Kris is on 81 pitches. Yeah, I think we'll go Zerpa, who's been hit around a little bit. Oh boy, Dominguez with an immediate triple. Yeah, they're starting to get to Zerpa a little bit. All right, he K's Austin Wells. Can he get Giancarlo Stanton? Soft grounder to third. The throw got him. They stranded Dominguez on third and had no outs. Couldn't bring him home. Let's have Chivilli for the seventh. All right, Fernandez again up with runners in scoring position, and this time he comes through. Gets the ball in the outfield. Well done, sir. Hunter Goodman will score. Welcome to the majors, rookie. Savard grounds out, but he advanced the runner. Silver linings and all that. Brenton Doyle K's. He's 0 for 4. Yeah, the decline of Brenton Doyle's bat as of late is a bit hurtful. Like, he had a really good 4-game stretch here, but around that is nothing but 0 for 4s and 0 for 5s with multiple Ks. From one angel to another. Chivilli. Oh, boy. You can get Anthony Volpe. I believe in you. Walking the bases loaded. Oh, boy. All right, I'll let him face Dominguez. And Dominguez gets it into the outfield. 1 run scores. The game is tied 3-all. Halverson will come in to face Paul Goldschmidt. Half-inning save. They got 1. All right. Ooh, but we got runners on first and second with Alex Bregman. 2 lines out to center field. Nothing doing there. And Taglia K's. Oh, boy. All right, Hunter Goodman, you got this, buddy. Wild pitch advances the runners. Now we have to wait for Austin Wells to walk back. Runners on first and second with no outs. Bregman lines out, and we get 2 Ks. All right, Halverson gets me at the 8th. I'm gonna pinch hit Alex Thomas here for Alex Call. And Thomas lines out. All right, Yankiel, a solo home run. Etch your name in legend. On the debut. Unfortunately, he grounds out to second. All right. Tovar's our last out. And down he goes. We drop game 1 against the Yankees. I mean, that's just disappointing. Like, no way around it. I think Chivilli got hit a bit. We only had 2 guys with multiple hits. That did that. All right, let's sim game 2. We drop that 0-1 in 11. Unbelievable. The game goes to 11 innings. You only get 2 hits. Alex Bregman, 0 for 5. Oh, yeah, his numbers have cratered in the last couple series. Owen Miller got 2 hits. When Owen Miller gets the most hits in your lineup, that's when you know you're just doomed. All right, let's in game 3. All right, we win it, and Kris Bryant is hurt. Now, I'm going to do something very rude here. I'm going to put him on the 10-day IL, accepting the fact that he doesn't need an IL sim for this. But it frees up a roster spot. So, Zach Veen, welcome back. It frees up a roster spot. We're going to bring Zach Veen up after he did very well in AAA. The question now becomes which outfielder do I DH? Obviously not Brenton Doyle. I mean, overall, the zone ratings beside him aren't great. I mean, Alex Call hasn't been great, but do I really want Alex Call in the lineup day in and day out? I don't think I do. So I think we're going to do. I think I'm going to do Alec Thomas will DH. My argument being I'd rather have Zach Veen's really great arm than Thomas's really great range. I think that's my argument. So let's move things around a little bit. Thomas, in terms of hitting, has hit mainly in sixth. I think I'm going to keep him there. I don't love the idea of Zach Veen hitting third, but also we could unlock something in him. But I think Tovar's the one I need to move. I think I'm genuinely going to have Tovar hit third. And we're going to drop Fernandez to 9. We're going to drop Thomas to 7. All right. That's my logic there. Now, here's a question. Against lefties, who has sucked and is in the lineup? I mean, Alex Call hasn't been great. Everyone else in the lefty lineup has been fine. So, yeah, I need a different DH then. I mean, it might just be how you lead, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that. So, same idea. Tovar will hit third. I'm going to have Hunter Goodman hit 5 against lefties. Well, yeah, he's going to hit 5. Owen Miller can stay at 6. Call Fernandez, and then Hao Yu Lee is going to DH against lefties. That does mean I have 2 outfielders on the bench against lefties, which from a substitute standpoint isn't great. But I think it should be okay. Then I guess Taglia will be our DH and pinch hitter. Veen can be the pinch runner. All right. So we're shifting up the lineup a little bit. Pitching staff, I don't think we need to make any changes to as we get into June. I think that's pretty much as set as it's going to be. All right. So we have the Nationals now. I'm just going to sim like the entirety of this series, see how we do. We lose the first one 4-5. Alex Call with a couple of hits, 2 RBIs. Nice. Fernandez with 2 hits. Bryant Burke gets hit around once again. I feel like Sean Burke is just destined to be a long reliever, which kind of sucks if we're being honest. But that is what it is. We take game 2 4-3. Ezekiel Tovar goes 0 for 5 with 2 Ks. Neat. Man, Michael King just Can't get 6 innings, can he? Which is, I'm going to be honest, pretty bad. Justice, how dare you suspend an 18-year-old? What could he possibly have done? Ooh, Estrada is now third in second base voting. Alex Bregman has dropped from all the top 3 All-Star votes, and that's likely just due to the fact he's ice cold right now. Yeah, he's ice cold. Zach Veen is ice cold. Though Veen, he was cold before I sent him down. I feel like the coldness shouldn't stay like after he goes down. That seems a bit silly. All right, let's sim game 3. Well, somebody won pitcher of the month. I'll have to see who that was. All right, we take game 3. 5-3. Very nice. Toglia got a homer, which is good. Zach Veen 0 for 4, left 7 on base, which is impressive. Halverson gave up a couple runs. Bautista got his 10th save, which is neat. Bobby Miller gets pitcher of the month in May. He went 5-0, 1.57 ERA, 28 innings, 24 Ks. In other words, these are all his innings. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Diamondback start wasn't great, but he started out really strong in Boston, finished really strong against the Yankees. Yeah, I think Bobby Miller, definitely the correct decision to keep him in our rotation over Scott Randall. And I think Scott Randall, I mean, he's just been really good in long relief. Recent, Houston performance notwithstanding. So I think the question is just, if we move Sean Burke to the bullpen to long relief, who do we kick out of this group? And I think that's when things get a little tricky. All right, we had a player development update. Romero got more stamina and went up. Bobby Miller's velocity dropped and his potential dropped after he got pitcher of the month. Sure. Zach Veen got decent boosts. That's really good. Uh-oh, Antonio Knowles went down. That's bad. All right. That's a bit worrisome. He was one of my top bullpen guys. Charlie Condon. Is it time to promote him up to AAA? Honestly, no. He just hasn't been good this year in AAA. How's he been defensively? He's been okay. All right. Couple guys going up, down there. Ooh. Patrick Spencer, who was one of the draft picks last year, got some pretty decent boosts. Okay. All right, overall pretty good. I'm surprised Zach Veen got such big of a boost, considering just how poor he's been this year. But hey, I'm not going to complain. All right, so I said in last episode that I think if any month determines where we're going to be at the end of this, it's going to be June. We opened 3-game series against the Braves at LA for at the Dodgers 4-game stretch. We play 7 games against the Padres this month. And those are the teams that right now we're fighting against in our standings. The Padres, it looks like, have fallen off a little bit, but I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. We're trying to keep that lead in the wild card race as much as we can. So I think June is where things are going to get pretty interesting. Let us play game 1 against the Braves. Who's tired? Estrada and Brenton Doyle. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to have to play Alek Thomas at center field, which is something I don't love doing. I'm going to have him lead off. Tovar, you're going to hit second. Whoops. I hate when the game does this. Tovar, gosh dang it. I've noticed it has gotten worse this year with the placements of the cursor. How you Lee is going to hit ninth. I need a DH against a righty. Let's give Drew Romo some at bats. So Hunter Goodman then actually is going to DH. He's going to hit third. Let's be ambitious here. Fernandez will take sixth. Drew Romo will catch. Because Drew Romo, while he's certainly worse offensively than Goodman, defensively, he's such an upgrade. So I only have two defensive subs really for this, Owen Miller and Alex Call, but that's all right. All right, Turnbull, let's rock. Lead off double, it's fine. Another double, it's fine. Third double, it's fine. Who had the error? Turnbull. Ah, well, you know. What can you do? Ooh, How You Lee gets on second with a steal also. Alec Thomas grounds out. Silly man. That'll do. I was like, is it going to go? Is it going to go? And then it did. Well done, Mr. Tovar. We take the lead 2-0. Hunter Goodman hits it to center. Not deep enough, though. Caught near the warning track. All right. We get 2 runs. Turnbull just gave up his first run. We get a couple back. Mr. Fernandez. Uh-oh. All right. Things might be crashing for Turnbull here a little bit. Line out to left. That'll definitely advance. Kellenic. Do I want a tired Spencer Turnbull to face a Rosarane? Sure, why not? And he gets him swinging on 3 pitches. That'll do. Do I want a tired Turnbull to face Michael Harrison Jr.? Against lefties, he's been much better. So Turnbull, let's visit the mound a little bit. All right. Michael Harris is going to be his last batter no matter what. Harris gets the better of him. All right. Braves get their second run. Let's bring in the lefty to face Acuna. Please, Acuna, don't bury me. I have you on my fantasy baseball team. You wouldn't do this to me. And he would. The game is tied. Home run to left center. Ouch. One of those runs is going to go to Turnbull. One will go to Romero. All right, a clean 6th for Romero. A clean 7th. He's on 25 pitches, though. Let's not push it. Let's get Vodnik going. All right, let's go. Zach Veen gets us started with a leadoff single. Do I want How You Lead a bunt here? I think I do. He bunts it foul. Unhelpful. Jeez. Well, now it's an 0-2 count. Any case. That went disastrously. Alec Thomas, though, helps me out there. I doubt that'll score Veen, but it'll get him third. Never mind. Oh, I thought he was. I saw the animation. I thought he was going home, and I was ready for a play at home. Tovar, please don't strike out. He did. Okay. So let me look really quick. Owen Miller. I'm going to have Owen Miller pinch hit here against the lefty. Dylan Lee. He hits it deep to center, but that won't get out. Fly out. All right. I think we'll bring in Vodnik for the eighth. I don't want to push Romero. All right. Vodnik gets me a clean inning on 10 pitches. Depending on the eighth goes, I'll either let Vodnik get the ninth or bring in one of my setup men. Retired on a very close play, evidently. Taglia K's against Menez. Fernandez, you're my only hope. That went about as well as expected. All right, so we're going to have Vodnik start the inning. I'm going to get... Oh, Halverson's at 75. Why did they pitch Bautista so much? Like, did you really need to bring him in for a one-out save? Come on. All right, we're going to get Molina warming up then, I guess, if this goes poor for Vodnik. Gets Matt Olson. 4-pitch walk for Ozzy Albion. I'll let him face Sean Murphy. If he's trying to bunt, fair enough. Get him swinging. There we go, Vodnik. Can he get Kelenic? We'll have to see. That was the easiest steal attempt of Ozzy's life. Kelenic grounds out. Great work from Vodnik this game. All right, we're going to sit Molina and then bring him back up in the 10th, unless we walk it off here, as Drew Romo gets the leadoff single. All right. Now we just got to get him around. Zach Veen hits it to the outfield. That'll get down. Romo advances the second. I am going to pinch hit a admittedly tired Estrada here for Hauuli. And Estrada hits it to third, so he'll ground out, but he advances the runners, which means a deep sac fly. We win the ball game. Alec Thomas, no need, line drive to left. Rockies walk it off. Well done. Send them packing. Bye-bye. Very good. Zach Veen turning it around a little bit. 3 hits and 4 at bats. Those are his first hits since being called up, but we'll ignore that. Not Turnbull's best game by any stretch of the imagination. But Romero and Vodnik combined for 4 1/3 inning, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. That'll do. That will do. All right, let us sim game 2 of the series. We win it 11-3. 4 hits from Brenton Doyle, 3 from Owen Miller. Look at Owen Miller trying to keep his spot on the roster with the potential acquisition of Oswaldo Cabrera looming. Fernandez also 2 hits. Look at Young Keel. 1,200 OPS. That'll definitely be sustainable. And Bobby does okay. His walks are down, which is good. His Ks being down is a little concerning, but home runs per 9 are down, walks per 9 are down. I'll take that trade-off, I think. Very good. Very, very good. Tovar going 0 for 5 again. Here's a question. Let's check on the old friend Ryan Ritter, who we traded to the Orioles for Felix Bautista. How's he done? Oh, boy. Hadn't been great. Looks like they played him mainly in a backup role. or completely in a backup role, really. He only has 12 starts so far this season. Just had a good game against the Blue Jays, but he hasn't played in June. It's disappointing. Man, I really wanted them to play him, but that is what it is. All right, let's play game 3 against the Braves. Sean Burke on the mound. I kind of want to give Tovar a day off, if I'm being honest. So How You Lee is going to take short. Goodman is going to hit third. I think let's be a little ambitious, though. He is tired and he's gone 0 for 7 in his past 2 games. Never mind. Toglia hits third. We're going to flip him. Ride the hot hand. Fernandez hits 5. Thomas 6. How You Lee 7. All right, so a decently heavy rotated team. Alex Call has yet to hit in June. I'll hit him for Zach Veen here. He can play in left. Yeah, that's the knockoff of calling up Fernandez in this situation over keeping Jordan Beck is Fernandez can only play right field, which means Alex Call is not going to have many opportunities to hit. Which, to be fair, might not be the worst thing in the world, as Alex Bregman gets a solo home run. They got 2 runs there against us. But then an error. Michael Toglia, 3-run homer. Match. Can he match? No. Flyouts right. All right, come on, Sean. There we go. A clean 4th. Who had the error? Drew Roma. What is his error rating? Oh, I guess he doesn't have one. I never noticed that. They don't really have an error rating for catcher. I mean, I'll let him face Michael Harris. And they get him. Okay. So that'll be Sean Burke's last batter faced, which isn't great because our bullpen's a little taxed, but it'll have to do. How You Lee leads us off with a single. Look at our lad. Is he 23 yet? He is. Okay, he's been 23 for a little bit. He is also unhappy because he's not in the starting lineup. Like, I'm sorry. Do you see who I have at third base right now? Though, if Tovar continues to struggle, it might not be out of the realm of possibility as Drew Romo hits the ball deep to the wall. Runners on second and third with no outs. Surely we'll be able to bring them home. Alex Call now. Hits it deep to left field. Welcome back to the lineup, Alex Call. Welcome back. I mean, hey, if you want to, stay in the lineup, hitting homers would be nice because we don't have a lot of home run production out of our outfielders. And Brenton Doyle, we're just keeping the party going, really. That said, Fernandez already has 3 home runs in 6 starts. So, if he can keep that pace going, he'll be the greatest player ever. And Estrada gets in on the home run action. Look at him go. 376 feet. And we have kicked out their starter. Bye-bye. All right, let's get Romero in. Hopefully I can get like 2 innings from Romero. Down goes Mr. Romo. Alex Call, though, keeping the train moving. Thank you, sir. Screw it. Let's try to steal on Sean Murphy. No. Thought about it. Decided against it. No double play ball. So Doyle scores 1. Do I attempt to steal third once the catcher waddles back? Probably not. All right. That is that. Can Romero get me a clean seventh? He's on 37 pitches. Strike out Rosarena. Thank you, sir. And then I need somebody for the 8th and the 9th. That might be a bit hard to ask. But let's bring Zerpa ready. Acuna to pinch hit, and he grounds out to third. I call that a success. Without question. All right, they're going to get one back here. Hopefully Ozzy doesn't make it to third. No, cool. All right, Zerpa, I believe in you. There we go. Get Sean Murphy looking. Cool. How many pitches does Zerpa get to? 20. We'll see what that looks like. I'm going to pinch hit Zach Veen here for Alec Thomas. He walks. Fair enough. All right, how you, Lee? He will also walk. I have no issue, Grant Holmes, if you just want to walk the bases loaded. Or not. That would have been fun. Down goes Romo. Alex Call hits it deep to right, but no home run this time. Well, we went from runners on first and second with no outs to runners on first and second with 2 outs. And that's where we'll finish as Doyle strikes out also. Oh, boy. All right. I am going to get Halverson warmed up if Zerpa can get through this. So to be fair, it might make more sense to get Bautista up because if Zerpa gives up a run, then it's a save situation. I think he swung. Jerks and Profar, how have you been against lefties this year? Not good. All right, so I'll leave Zerpa in to face Profar, but then I might bring in Bautista. Slow grounder to third. They get the runner at second, and they get Profar at first. Game-ending double play. Very nice there to finish. There we go. Bregman, Estrada, and Alex Call all get homers. We like to see that. Pretty good from our pitching, though. I think 5 innings, 2 earned runs is just going to be Sean Burke's permanent stat line every game, which is a little frustrating. But I mean, hey, we swept the Braves. Like, I'll take that. And then I'm going to sim the Reds series so that I can get to the Dodgers. So game 1 against the Reds, we drop it 1-3. King gets hit around a bit. Only 3 hits from our entire lineup. We lose game 2, 5-7. Tovar, Togley have 3 hits, but not enough. Randall gives up 3 runs. The draft combine has been released. I'll check that later. All-star voting. Estrada is still 3rd in second base. Alex Bregman dropped. And that's it. Game 3 against the Reds. All right, we win it 4-3. Halverson gets the win at the end. Brenton Doyle with 3 hits. Okay. I mean, if Doyle can keep his OPS consistently above 700, I think we'll be in business here. All right. Let us now look at the LA Dodgers. So last time out, we swept them in a 2-game series, and Roki Sasaki is back once again. I think we're gonna have Romo hit for Goodman. Yeah, he's at 96%. Let's have Romo hit here. Alec Thomas, I mean, he's just ice cold right now against righties. It's kind of a grim list. I think I'll bring Alex Call on to DH. Yeah, let's bring Alex Call in at DH. How's Fernandez done in right? Yeah, he's been literally average. Okay. I'll swap Fernandez with Call, I think, and then I will give Owen Miller the start over Taglio for game 1, and then Taglio can play the rest of the way. That's my theory. Already Estrada is at second. Ezekiel Tovar strikes out. Yeah, I think Tovar hitting third may not be long for this world, but you never know. Bregman hits it deep to right. Goodbye. Home run. Thank you, sir. And Owen Miller strikes out. I mean, if Owen Miller, this is going to sound kind of silly, but if Owen Miller can hit the ball consistently, it really helps me in terms of just a lineup because he's not a bad defensive first baseman or third baseman. And he's also like a captain, a leader of men. Now they got to run back. All right. Bobby Miller's doing pretty well, but it looks like Sasaki is also locked in. Freddie Freeman at the plate. Can we get him down? Yes, we can. All right. We only have 2 hits, which is not good, hashtag analysis, but runners on first and second. Do I trust Owen Miller in this spot, or do I pinch it Tagliat? Let's trust Owen Miller. Let's choose to believe as he hits it to third base and grounds out in anticlimactic fashion, except the worst throw in the history of the world from Miguel Rojas. That will score the runner. Better to be lucky than good. Zach Veen. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think outside of Kris Bryant regressing, Zach Veen being so much worse than he was last year is the most disappointing aspect of the season so far. All right, Bobby Miller works the clean 6th. Think I will pull him and get Romero warming. Because I want Romero to have a fresh inning. There we go. Fernandez gets the ball down. Leadoff single. Nothing doing there from Drew. Alex Call will walk. Brenton Doyle, if you could strike out on like more than 3 pitches, that'd be great. All right, Sasaki has been pulled. Estrada is in, and he will K. So we threaten. We don't get anything there. I am going to pull Bobby Miller in a somewhat controversial decision for Seth Romero. The controversial decision has come back to bite me. Alex Bregman with an error. I just stole third on you, Romero. To be fair, you are a lefty. Infield pop-up, though, that's not going to matter. Stay at third, sir. See if we can get Darian Blanco. Yes, we do. Cool. All right, the Dodgers get 1 back, but that's it. Nothing for us in the 8th. I'm getting Bautista ready. All right, clean inning. Bautista will sit so that he doesn't get tired. Estrada. Insurance runs. Nope. That was a nope. 3 strikeouts for Estrada. Cool. All right, Bautista's going to come on. Cowser, Will Smith, Josh Rojas. I think I said Miguel Rojas earlier. Well, he did play for the Dodgers at one point. That is a different player. And he walks Cowser. Oh, boy. Don't walk Will Smith. Well, this could be over very quickly. You attempt to bunt? How dare you? All right, Rojas lines out. Tommy Edman now. He walks. Bases are loaded. I'm not taking Bautista out. Bautista's just going to live with whatever happens here. He gets Blanco to K. All right. Freddie Freeman. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Bautista. The pitch. The swing. Soft grounder to second. And he got him. The shakiest save of Bautista's career as he walks not 1, not 2, but 3 batters, gets the save nonetheless, and we take game 1 against the Dodgers 3-2. And now Kris Bryant is healthy again. Which brings me to a sort of conundrum, which I think the easiest solution is we just send Zach Veen down again. But he has done really well in June. Alex Call, I think, is starting to hit the ball better in June. I think we're just faced with it might be time to trade Kris Bryant. Because realistically, I can't send down Fernandez. He's red hot. He's hitting the ball every time. Alex Call is having a really hot June. Or May, excuse me, into June. Brenton Doyle, while his bat hasn't been great, that's fine. He's not here for his bat. He's here for his defense and his speed. Zach Veen at this point, I think, just needs as many at bats as we can give him. Alec Thomas, on the other hand, could be the guy I send down. Right now, he is the exact same, essentially, amount of game starts and at bats the last year. Runs are down, hits are about the same, doubles are about the same, triples are down, home runs are up, RBIs are the same, walks are up. Okay, yeah, he's done exactly the same as he did last year. He is also out of option years. No. Howie Lee, I mean, I don't want to lose him because he's a Rule 5 draft pick, which means if I send him down, he goes back to the Tigers. Owen Miller, I think, at this point, while he hasn't been great, provides too much value. Yep. All right. This is the time. I could send him on a minor league assignment, but I think that's cheesing the game a bit too much. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go back to the Yankees trade we discussed at the beginning of the stream. I'm going to see if they're still going to do it. It was Oswaldo Cabrera for Kris Bryant. Obviously not straight up. We retained, I believe, 25% of the contract. And in exchange, the 2 prospects we offered were Bryson Hammer, who I am perfectly fine trading, And then the second one was, I believe, Rene Aguilar. All right, they'll do it. We would, I mean, I'd almost just waive Cabrera. Because realistically, I mean, where am I going to play him? Right? Actually, here's a legitimate question. Taglia, how have you done this season? I mean, yeah, he's been fine. Yep, we're going to do the deal. We are going to salute Kris Bryant. We are going to thank him for his service. I think it's a combination of, while he did really well last year, I mean, don't get me wrong, 21 homers, 812 OPS. He did really well last year, but this year, I think he's just hit a wall. And at this point, we are one of the best teams in the league. I can't really afford to give him DH reps game in and game out. So we are going to trade him to the Yankees along with two prospects. Bryson Hammer, I'm fine with losing. His stuff isn't great. He doesn't have much control. That's fine. Rene Aguilar, I think, could legitimately develop into a very talented first baseman, but he's only 18 years old. You know, he's 5 years out of getting into AAA, let alone the majors. So we're going to let them go, and we are going to acquire Oswaldo Cabrera from the Yankees. Will they let me retain? Will they retain any of Oswaldo's salary? Ooh, I mean, so they just hate Oswaldo Cabrera with the passion of 1,000 suns, is what I am discovering. Okay. So now I'm only retaining 15% of Kris Bryant's contract, so 4 million a year. So our money improves by about 14.7 million. I am then going to release Oswaldo Cabrera and let another team sign him. I think the only other argument would be getting rid of Owen Miller, but I like Owen Miller. He is also a team captain, and considering we are about to lose a player in Kris Bryant who is locally extremely popular, I'm slightly worried about the locker room implications. So let's do the deal. The trade is done. Kris Bryant is now a New York Yankee. Sound off the takes. We are retaining 15% of his salary. We salute the man. And now we have Oswaldo Cabrera, who is unhappy about his performance thus far this season. Don't worry, Oswaldo. You shall be waived. Goodbye. Okay. So, if anyone wants Oswaldo, they can have him. Realistically, there's not a spot for him on my team because he should be playing, either first, maybe third every day, and that's never going to happen with us. So we will waive him and see if anybody wants to pick him up on waivers. But yeah, we have traded Kris Bryant. I think the correct decision. It does hurt a little bit, but that is what it is. Oh, Baltazar's out. Man, yeah, he's never going to be good. The max stuff, horrendous control guy. Never going to work. All right, let's sim game 2 against the Dodgers. We lose it 0-5 as Molina got shelled once again. Less than ideal. Let us play game 3. All right, so Estrada is tired. That's fine. Let's have How You Lee hit second. Let's be brave. Let's be bold. Hunter Goodman is cold. I see. All right. Let's have Drew Romo hit 7th, and then instead of DHing Alec Thomas, let's DH Alex Call and have Fernandez hit right field. So Alec Thomas is going to rest. Estrada's going to rest. Yeah, and I think I'll have Owen Miller hit for Taglia here. All right. Michael King. Let's see what you got. But before that, Alex Bregman with runners on first and second. Flies out to right. Fair. Can't win them all. Owen Miller, what do you got? A strikeout. The decision to prioritize keeping Owen Miller over Oswaldo Cabrera, let's be frank, it's probably the wrong move. However, shrug. We also have a decent amount of utility infielders in AAA, like Tyler Freeman, like Adil Amador, Tyler Shunk, Matt Shunk. So there we have enough guys where let's just let Oswaldo go on waivers. Whoever wants him can get him. All right, a wild pitch. So now we have to wait for Will Smith to walk on back. All right, Jeromo is now at third. Fernandez hits it to second. Romo decides not to run. So Fernandez goes down. No matter as Brenton Doyle hits it off the wall. We get the second run, and Doyle gets in scoring position for Mr. How You Lee. And since we got the Yankees to retain 100% of Oswaldo Cabrera's salary, it literally costs us nothing. So that'll do. Nothing in the third for either team. Nothing in the fourth for either team. Oh boy. All right, Michael King has hit his 5th inning wall. All right. Down goes Blanco. Now for Freddie Freeman. Get some swinging. All right. Pretty good. Michael is on 72 pitches. I think I'll have him start the 6th and then TBD. But let's warm up Vodnik. All right. Look at Michael. Got me 6 innings. And I'll have Vodnik take the 7th, Halverson the 8th, and we'll just go from there. That is my plan. May it succeed. Visit the mound so Vodnik can be ready. All right, Vodnik, let's do this. There we go. A clean 7th on 16 pitches, though. So, yeah, Halverson definitely for the 8th. Doyle K's. Come on, How You Lee. Those are ominous clouds in the background. But hey, if we just want to go in a rain delay that never ends and they call the game, I would not object to this. Tavares strikes out, but they injured the pitcher, so he's coming out. All right, Halverson for the 8th. Clean inning on 15 pitches. I think I'm going to have a Zerpa warm up, but we'll see what I end up doing in the 9th. It might depend on if we get any more runs here. There we go. Bregman gets on. I'm going to have Taglia pinch hit here for Owen Miller. It's more of honestly, it's a defensive sub more than anything. Fielder's choice gets me nowhere, lads. The strikeout gets me even less. All right, nothing doing there. We got the runner, but couldn't get him home. And then Taglia will take first. Okay. Hi, Shohei. How are you? He has 1,000 OPS against righties and lefties. So in that case, Halverson, strike him out on 3 pitches. Yeah, he got him out on an infield pop up, but it's not the same. All right, we'll let him face Teoscar Hernandez. And Hernandez gets on base. All right. I'm going to bring in Zerpa to face Colton Cowser and Will Smith. Teoscar got the steal, so double play is out. All right, soft grounder to the pitcher. That's fine. Uh-oh. And Zerpa has to be taken out of the game. Well, okay, here's going to determine whether it's Randall or Romero. Will Smith has been so much worse against righties this year. So Scott Randall is going to come in for what is hopefully just a 1-out save. No dice. Will Smith hits it into the outfield, and the tying run has scored. Luis Rengifo hits it deep to right, but that is caught. All right. To extra innings we go, and I'm going to be honest, I don't have the relievers to play anyone else inside of Randall. So Randall's getting the 10th no matter what. I'll have Alex Call face Evan Phillips. The humble, shallow flyout. Fernandez swings on a 3-1 count. Really wish he didn't. 2 straight flyouts, and we're over to Doyle, who hits it into the outfield. Do I send Romo? The ball is, I feel like very shallow means he's going to get got. So I'm going to say no. All right. I'm going to pinch hit Estrada. Come in for Hauli. And good decision as Estrada gets it into the outfield. 1 run will score. Estrada gets a double. We're in business. That does mean I can't pinch hit Estrada for Tovar and just move Hauli over. But Tovar walked, so we're fine. All right. Alex Bregman, bases loaded. And it's a line drive that gets down. That'll do. 2 runs are in. We're now up 5-2 for Taglia. And Taglia hits it into the outfield. A complete implosion from the Dodgers now. 4 runs for us. Jose Leclerc is in to face Zach Veen. And he gets him. All right. We got 4 runs. That's about as good as we're going to get. Estrada will take second. Scott Randall, buddy, don't depress me. That's all I ask. Like if the ghost runner on second scores, that is fine. So sac flies, ground outs that advance the runner, that's fine. We just can't let them continue to get runners on base. And Freddie Freeman lines out. They get no one. Well done, Scott Randall. Unfortunately, Zerpa does get the hold. Cool, because he got the out. Sweet. Well, yep, that'll do. The 10th inning. We just came alive, got 4 runs, and we took it. Very nice to us. Turnbull, I find it perplexing I haven't received an offer to extend my contract. So here's the thing. Because we traded Kris Bryant away, we now have money to extend Turnbull if we want to. I don't know if I want to. That's the main thing, because he's going to be 34 next season. Don't get me wrong, he's done really, really well this season. But we'll see. To be fair, with Sean Burke struggling, keeping Turnbull might be needed. I can also now extend Kris Bubic if I want to, which I think I want to. 2 years, 7 million. Must be out of your natural mind. Though, to be fair, he's making 6 right now. I'm going to hedge my bet a little bit and front load it. Because Kris, we need to extend. Turnbull, I think, is the question mark. All right, let us. Oh, yeah, what's Zerpa's injury? Calf strain 4 days. It doesn't hurt his throwing, which is good. All right, let's sim the finale against the Dodgers. We win it 1-0 in 10 innings. We got 3 hits on the day. So did the Dodgers. What a duel. Well done. Good job from the bullpen also. Vodnik got the win. Vodnik having 3 wins as a reliever is hilarious already. Bautista got his 12th save. Very nice, very nice. How you Lee in DH? 0 for 4. Listen, you can complain about not being in the starting lineup all you want, buddy. Also, you are in the starting lineup against lefties, so I don't really see the complaints. Just I need to remember to do that. Okay. Cool. All right, that is where I will stop after this series against the Dodgers. Overall, no complaints. Took 3 out of 1 against them. I think off stream, I'll sim through a few series, probably up until the end of June. That way, next stream can be the draft into the All-Star break. And we'll see where we stand. I mean, right now, we're 37-24. Like, we have a game and a half lead over the Dodgers. We have the, suppose, second best record in the National League. The Rays are just looking like amazing, and somehow the Red Sox are even better, which this is really harsh on the Rays. Going 40-21, and they're not even leading their division. That hurts. But no, I think we're doing really, really well for ourselves. I think we're still struggling in a lot of offensive areas. Like, we're 13th in the National League in on-base percentage, 10th in runs, 12th in WAR. Offensively, we haven't figured it out yet. But pitching, number 1 in starters ERA, 3rd in bullpen ERA. The best defensive team in baseball. That'll do. Because we were 11th in starting ERA last year and 15th in bullpen ERA. We've crushed it. Crushed it, I tell you. Let me quickly check in and see how Kris Bryant has done in his first games as Yankee. 2 starts? Oh, no. Well, he has 1 hit in 8 plate appearances. But it's... I hope he does well for him. I really do. All right, that is where I will stop things here. We have the draft in about a month. We have some looming starting pitcher decisions we're going to have to make at the trade deadline. You know, we've submitted a contract extension to Kris Bubic. What do we do about Spencer Turnbull? It's going to be kind of interesting figuring that out. But thank you all for watching. It's a weekend video, and then we will have some streams next week where we'll get through the majority of the rest of the season. I think also continue the college football series on Football Coach College Dynasty as well. So appreciate all you watching. See you next time.